Late Night Health continues. Our guest is Dr. Carey Strom. We've really been talking about some icky things, being cleansed so that you can have a colonoscopy. I've had it done. It's not pleasant, but you feel good about yourself. And everybody knows that I have a holistic or natural approach first, but this is a test that it's literally easy to do. And while it can be somewhat uncomfortable for a day or so before and then even after, I think it's something that everybody should do. And I know Dr. Strom agrees with me as well. Everybody over the age of 50. Let's talk about food some more and talk about, what we should be eating to protect our stomach and our colon. I try to limit meat. I try to eat as many vegetables as I can. And lately, once a week, we've been doing a vegetarian meal. Is that a good idea?
Well, look, I think that you are your genetic makeup. I mean, let me give you a corollary, like with cholesterol.
Sure.
If you have high cholesterol and you have a genetic predisposition, it's very unlikely by modifying your diet with low cholesterol stuff, you're going to get your cholesterol under control without medication. So you are pretty much what your DNA is. Now, let's talk about diet. Of course, as I alluded to at the beginning of the segment, that I think it's very important to watch what you eat. I mean, you've got to watch your carbohydrate intake, your sweets, your calories, of course. Diet or soda's been taken out of the schools because of the empty calories and the increased incidence of obesity in kids. But is there anything that's really proven as far as eating organic, eating vegetables, being a vegetarian, or eating less meat? There's nothing proven. There's nothing proven. There's a lot of testimonial out there, and you can get that from anywhere. Look on the internet.
Right.
Patients have this belief sometimes that cleanses do good, and et cetera, et cetera. All that is speculation. There is absolutely no double-blind, randomized controlled trials that will prove this. Having said that, I do eat healthy myself. I mean, I watch my calorie intake.
You don't go to Nate and Al's every week.
You know what? At my age, I can't eat that corned beef like I used to. I just don't. And I do work out every day, too. So I'm very mindful of my eat. Portion size tends to be very, very important. I tell patients to use a smaller plate, and you don't pile food on, because the bigger the plate, you're going to eat it. Your brain, your leptin receptors are not going to pick up. So you got to be very mindful of the amount you're eating. It's more portion control. You can eat anything in moderation. Now, am I going to restrict myself because I like it? No, I'm not. I'm going to eat because basically I am my genetic makeup. So it's not going to make a big deal of difference. However, you can't go crazy and eat anything you want. You got to be mindful. But as far as specifics, there's no controlled data out there, and we read stuff, we hear stuff on the news.
But we also, it does make sense. I mean, first of all, eating vegetables is environmentally better because it's sustainable, where cattle may not be.
Well, this is true.
Right.
But I'm telling you, if you want to eat a steak or a burger, I have no problem doing that. I mean, is there any guideline for that? Well, I tell patients once a week if they want to. I grew up in the Midwest. I mean, we used to have steaks and burgers all the time.
Of course.
I used to eat chicken fat on bread, and I'm thinking to myself, Mom, that was the wrong thing to do. I wonder what my coronary arteries look like now, and I wouldn't recommend that. So diet has changed. I think people are eating healthier because of the media, but is that ultimately going to do anything in the long run? The jury's still out on that because, as I said before, we are our genetic makeup.
But can't we change that? I've talked to other practitioners who have said that you can change your genetic makeup to a certain point.
Well, you can't change DNA. I mean, in the future, you may be able to splice in new genes, but that is not being done yet. I mean, could you change your eye color? Could you change your height?
Yeah, but you can change how corn reacts to, we're doing it with corn, with genetically modified organisms, which some people say they're allergic to. We know that it has an adverse effect on bees, genetically modified organisms. The bees can't, they pollinate it, but it does something to the offspring, the new bees, if you will, and kills them off.
My understanding originally about GMO, genetically modified food, is that it was originally done to resist bugs and herbicides.
Right.
And to get a better nutrient profile. Now, and the data is, nobody knows if it's harmful or helpful or whatever.
And so we ought to wait until those studies come in.
I think so. I think that the genetically modified food is probably an enormously huge cash business. I don't have any strong feelings. I'm not an expert on that, but I tell you that I will eat it if it's on the table. I will not go out and buy it.
Doctor, we're out of time. Will you come back sometime?
It'll be a pleasure.
Would you hold on a second?
Sure.
All right, good. Dr. Carey Strom, take a look at our website under Carey, and you will see a picture of this man, very handsome, very dashing, and his bio and a link to his website. Okay, coming up next, we're going to talk about autism. Don't go away. More coming up as Late Night Health moves forward.